Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Reds, and it is international break. And in the international break, we need a little bit of fun. We need a little bit of something to keep our eyes open. Yes, a bit like Mr. Bean. You know, he used to do that. Mr. Bean used to do that to keep himself open in the church. But that's what we need in the international break at times. So why not? Why not do some fun streams? Why not do a little bit of quizzes, a little bit of debates, a little bit of things that don't usually happen. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about transfers specifically and Liverpool getting a brand new team. It's not going to happen. Under FSG, we only have one side in the summer. So we know these transfers probably won't happen. But me, Naj, and Rhys are going to all come up together with an accepted team of a brand new team. Imagine you go on Football Manager, FIFA, and you do the database and you get rid of all the players at the club. Who would you like to bring at Liverpool to suit Arne? It's got to suit Arne's slot system. It's got to suit our system. And it could include players of that we're linked to. So we will include players that we are linked to, but we also include a few of our personal favourites as well. So let's start then. Naj, Rhys. Is the keeper one the easiest one? Obviously, Mamardashvili coming in. Easy one to just to put out there.
More or less. Yeah.
So we change Jonathan Becker, Mamardashvili in. So that's pretty much done anyway, isn't it? That's already done. We'll start with left back. Naj, left back. We had this conversation before, didn't we? Who we would want coming left back. Robertson's been sold. Who are we getting? Who do you want?
I think it's all over Twitter, and KERKEZ, obviously.
KERKEZ, I think we all agreed out with Rhys. I'm sure you agreed with that last time.
It was KERKEZ or Hall from Newcastle, but
Newcastle.
Looking at the links, it looks like it's likely to be KERKEZ, and I can't complain. I don't have no complaints.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with KERKEZ. Right, centre back position. This is where debates are going to come in and around. We have been linked to a couple of centre backs, but we need two positions. Imagine Verge goes. Imagine Konate goes off to Real Madrid. They finally get the bid off, and we need a new centre back. Two new centre backs, boys. Rhys, kick us off with a centre back.
Slaughterback from Bayern.
Slaughterback. That's a very good shout, you know, especially left side.
Yeah, that would be my first one.
That would be Naj. There's one centre back I'm thinking of, and they go well with KERKEZ.
I know you're gonna say House or Hudson, as what people say.
Yeah.
Mine's completely different. Mine's Bastoni.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
He's just very. I almost think because he's in the Serie A, like people don't really buy from Serie A as much as other leagues. I think it's very overlooked. I sound like Stumpeg here, don't I? But you know what I mean. I think he's that good. I've seen enough of him play. I think
you're not wrong. If you go back and you look over a period of time, when you think of Italian league and an Italian national team, one thing they know how to do is to defend. So that's somewhere I would go as well in terms of centre backs. They're like old school centre backs. They know how to defend for 90 minutes.
I'm just thinking Slaughterback and Bastoni as a centre back pairing. I think it'd be a good centre back pairing. They're quite different. I think they complement each other quite well. Like I said, Bastoni is that sort of old school centre back. Well, Slaughterback is much more of a modern centre back. So I think it does complement each other well. I would, although Hudson was on an option, I wouldn't say no to Bastoni. I really wouldn't say no to Bastoni. Obviously, Italians don't usually work in the Premier League, but Tonali has, and I thought he would do. Tonali has been an exception. Yeah, you know what? I'm accepting that. That's a good centre back pairing. Right back, I will go with a right back. I think that would suit Liverpool. Bradley, Trent's gone. Bradley's gone as well. A right back that I think would suit Liverpool. See, I'm thinking Frimpong, but I don't think Frimpong would suit Liverpool. I think he's too attacking.
No, I think he could suit. I think because he used to say Slot doesn't change his style of play, and he plays with wing backs.
Yeah, I think he's too attacking.
Yeah, but look at Trent. So,
but Trent's not like a winger.
Who would you say is better offensively, Frimpong or Trent?
Well, and honestly, right, I'd actually say Trent. I think Frimpong's more of a winger.
He was originally
just as a right back.
He was originally a winger, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he goes forward that much. Like Trent sort of goes forward, but not like Frimpong goes down the wing. Trent's more like he'll go forward but go drift into midfield, wouldn't he?
How old would you say? How old is Frimpong? Would you say he's too old to?
He's about 24, 23, 24. Oh, I don't actually know that.
To improve,
Don't actually know that.
to improve defensively. Because for me,
Potentially.
obviously, no one's saying you're going to be 10-10 or 9 out of 10 or whatever, but
Yeah.
what about application? And that's the similar thing we've had with Trent. If you want to and you actually are up for it and put a shift in and are to show that discipline,
Yeah.
kind of more or less half. That's more or less half the job, you know. You know what I mean?
If I prefer, if I'm honest, as a fullback, as an actual defending one, is Dumfries.
Yeah, he's a bit on the age side though, isn't he?
Yeah. If I were to directly place Trent, I'd rather Dumfries than Frimpong right now.
I feel like outside of like the obvious candidates like of Trent and the ones mainly that play in the Premier League, I don't think there's any like in other leagues that you'd look at and go, oh, apart from Frimpong, possibly, like you'd look at and go, oh, I want to sign them, because you don't know what you're going to get out of them really.
Can we say anyone, Dame?
Yeah.
Timber from Arsenal.
I mean, that would, well, yeah.
For me, he would be the ideal person. Obviously, that's unlike this is exactly like what you said, but
there's only one more player that I'm thinking of though, mate, is Di Lorenzo for Napoli.
Yeah,
he does like to get forward, but he's very good defensively as well, and he won't lose that forward ability.
Yeah, I like Di Lorenzo actually. I like that show.
Sure. What we're going with then? Timber, Di Lorenzo, Frimpong, or Dumfries? I'll let you two choose that.
If two of them, if you say so, we ain't got Bradley or Trent. That means we need to pick two. One's not enough.
It's just a starting 11, mate. It's just a starting 11. Just imagine Bradley's up there just to be picked, because Bradley just jump in with it. But go on. Who are we going for? I'm swaying towards Di Lorenzo now. Thinking about it.
I do think Frimpong. I think he'll actually do well. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think because
I will stick with Frimpong. Okay, then. Chat, if you think of anything different, Di Lorenzo as Frimpong, let me know in the comments. That is certainly. You know what? I'd be up for. I won't be angry at Frimpong. I think he goes too forward too much, and we always complain about Trent going forward and leaving gaps. I think Frimpong would leave a bigger gap. Right, midfield, 3 midfielders, 1 each. How about that? 1 each. We've got to make sure we're covering all 3 positions in a slot system.
One of you start off. Say the obvious one.
ZUBMENDI.
Nah.
He's obvious for me.
Nah.
In terms of playing that role at slot once. In that 6.
I don't know. I'm not saying he wouldn't be good, but you got to think. For me, he's good on the ball. Technically, would he have that physical presence? He's only 5 foot something. So if you're looking at games like the Newcastle game, when you play Nottingham Forest teams that are very physical, they're trying to bully you. They're not really trying to play so much football. They're more trying to play transition and kind of bully you and rough you up. I wouldn't really look at him for that. Technically, if you're looking at him for when you're playing like a PSG in Champions League games, then yeah, 100%. I'd like to have someone there who can.
Although Baleba was the one that we spoke about before as well.
I wanted Baleba. That's the one I was waiting for one of you to say. That's the obvious.
You know what? I when you just said that, then that completely threw my mind. I had ZUBMENDI in mind earlier, then I completely forgot about Baleba. Yeah, Baleba, yeah, at 6. Either one, to be honest. I'm happy with either one.
I can't.
You got anyone?
Yeah. What I said a few weeks ago about Neves from.
Yeah, João Neves. Yeah.
I think he's just quality. I think he's just so good.
What was I gonna say? I can't remember his name. I'm sure he plays in the German league. Is it Stuttgart he plays for? What's his name?
Stiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's massive, isn't he?
Yeah, that would be the one for me.
I'm thinking because that 6 would be like a ZUBMENDI or Baleba. 8 would be a João Neves. Oh, there's one more person I'd love to get, but not a chance, and that would be Valverde.
Yeah.
He is unreal. This guy has everything as a midfielder.
Him or Slimani. I don't really mind either one, to be fair. But go on, Nige. What are you gonna say?
I think any of the Barcelona boys at the minute, though, like that midfield, any of them. I think you could say any of them. Even De Jong as well. Like I think any of them are just, I think any team in the world would want at least one of them. And obviously, It's never gonna happen. Like unless
10 position, boys. 10 position. There's quite a few names out there.
Wait.
Say we lost, obviously. Say we lost Elliot. We've got a 10 position to fill. Unlimited money.
There's
2 in mind for me.
You know what? It sounds weird. I like Gibbs White. I think he's very good. Gibbs White. I think he's very, very good. I think what he does for Forest, it's in Newcastle then. Can't get out of my mind. But Forest, I think he just does a lot of like work you don't really see off the ball. Like he works hard and he gets like he's very like decisive with what he does, and I like that. And he's sort of when he plays, he's not just like behind the striker. He's like on the left. He's on the right. He's in midfield. He's everywhere. I sort of like that about him, and he's obviously quite like say decisive on the ball. So I think that's. I mean, he's a United fan, so.
It's a good shot though. He deserves absolute praise for what he's done this season. You know, he finally called up to the England squad after not getting in the original squad. I don't know how. Henderson taking people's places, but it's what it is. Rhys, have you got any 10s in mind?
Words, I think is from BALEBA.
Yeah, I think Florian Wirtz and Musiala are the 2.
Yeah, that's the 2 I was gonna.
That I was thinking of. I'd be happy with either.
Yeah.
If I had to lean towards one, I wouldn't mind either. But if I had to lean, I would say Florian Wirtz. I would lean towards a bit more in terms of the 10.
So we need to decide on these positions now. So 6, we've got BALEBA or ZUBMENDI. Rhys, who are you choosing?
BALEBA.
Naj?
I agree with that, yeah.
BALEBA, okay, absolutely fine by me. 8, we've got either João Neves or Valverde, I think. Probably the best 2 options. Rhys?
I'd pick Neves as well. I'll go with Neves.
Just Neves' age.
Just Neves, okay. I'm happy with that. I would pick Valverde, but I'm happy with Neves either way. 10 positions, so you got Wirtz, Musiala or Gibbs White.
Do you know what? I'm thinking like Jeremy Arne. That's why I said Gibbs White.
if I give you my FSG answer, obviously they're gonna pick Gibbs White in it.
Yeah.
No, English tax. You think FSG's picking English tax?
Cheapest one out of all 3. I promise you, it'll be the cheapest one. It would still be the cheapest
We'll
one.
be buying fucking Bradley Dack for fuck's sake under FSG's fucking watch.
No, I'm telling you, they'll be like, "Yep, Nottingham Forest." Yeah,
we ain't buying Gibbs White, who's been a big reason why Nottingham Forest got Champions League with English tax. You know how much they're gonna be asking for him?
Or maybe it depends, man. You know, FSG, they'll be like, "Oh, we can offer you like 40 million."
We'll be getting Smith Rowe
with installments or something like that, with like 20 million installments, and it'll take like 5 years to pay the installments based on his goals. That, you know. If I had to pick, I would pick, like I said, Wirtz.
So we might have a problem here because I'd pick Musiala. So we've got Gibbs White, Musiala, and Wirtz. Can we have like a bit of each?
No, he's got the decided. He's got the final vote. He's got to pick one or the other.
Oh, do you know what? I actually.
That's if you don't want to come away from Gibbs White, you can stick with Gibbs White.
Yeah.
I stick with Gibbs White just to make it large.
All right. We'll let the comments decide that.
Yeah,
so we've got Musiala. My side, Rhys, is Florian Wirtz. Naj was Gibbs White. Which number 10 would you pick in this Liverpool side? Right wings, both wings, left wing, right wing. Salah has gone. Diaz and Gakpo's gone. Gakpo, I don't know why Gakpo's gone, but it's just left us. That's what happens in FIFA or Footman's Manager under the database. Wings, boys. Right wing first.
Kudos from West Ham.
Okay. Naj? Because money's no option here. I think you can get anyone.
Oh.
All right. Apart from, I'm going to say Yamal. Maybe, do I put a little bit of a rule on this? Not Yamal and Vinicius, obvious one, Mbappe.
I'm not saying names like that because
it's never going to happen.
I get it. But it's like, that would be the dream. If it was the dream, then Lamar was a no-brainer. That's too hard.
Yeah, Yamal would be. Yeah.
That's my favourite players. Can't lie.
Shall I throw some names out there? Right wing. You could even have Jarrod Bowen. I know he's getting on a bit, but Jarrod Bowen's a sensational winger himself. I know Kudus could play out there as well. Mbeumo, Semenyo, Dembele, yeah. Ousmane Dembele, Barcola.
Oh, also, I always forgot his name. The other one who's at PSG, who we should have bought.
Ratzakelia.
There we go. Yeah.
But Ratskelly wanted before, wasn't it? Oh, apparently.
Do you want me FSG answer then? Do you want me a normal answer?
Give both.
We wouldn't be doing it. We wouldn't be doing this episode, mate, if we had an FSG answer. That needs to be a different episode completely. That needs to be a different episode completely because we would not be getting what we've asked for here.
I would say probably I'd go with. I mean, I'd probably employ me for either one. Actually, FSG answer or not. I think because he plays for. I mean, Brentford are a good side on the day. They are a very good side, and Thomas Frank's a great manager. But I just think Mbeumo is just like he's got over the others. Probably Jared Bowen's obviously very good at this as well. But I think he just loves scoring. If you know what I mean in that way, like he just every season you look at the goal scoring charts and like the Premier League, and you just see, you know, whether it is in the top 10 or whatever, like. You know, he's always in like the top 10 goal scorer, and I think that's
He's powerful, isn't he? I do love him, Mbeumo. I'd be leading to that side as well myself. He's a powerful player. Yeah, I'm happy with Mbeumo. Left hand side, we'll get Naj back in. Left hand side, so Ratskelly is definitely an option, Rhys. Ratskelly is definitely an option for left hand side. You could put Semeni on that side.
Yeah, I was gonna say either him or I was gonna say even more towards the left side. But if both of you picked Mbeumo for the right, I ain't got no complaints. I think he's a good player. Obviously, some of our fans might feel that that doesn't move them, or they might see that as a bit underwhelming. But I think he's a good signing. I think, and he'll only get better. He's one of those signings that we would probably make when Klopp first came. That's why a lot of the fans probably think, "Oh, why not?" But with FSG's, like I said, model, even though it's not to do with that's the type of signing they'll always kind of move or go back to. I think wage wise, players not in terms of he doesn't move you crazy like that, but he's a very good player. He's one of those players I think that some people might think he might not do great, but the next thing you know, he could step up to that level. So, you know, a lot of people didn't think Salah was gonna become what he was gonna become.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think he's a good player.
Say Brentman, right hand side, Naj. Left hand side, Ratskelly. Anyone else out there that's thinking Bino Gittins at Dortmund?
Yeah. Okay. I feel like wingers at the minute in the world, there's not many that are like that, you know, up there. Like I don't even think, you know, people go on how good Vinicius is. Like he's been, you know, pants this year compared to what he usually was.
For me, Musiala on the left or Rodrigo for me.
You could put Wirtz out wide. Wirtz can play left side. Put Musiala in the middle.
Potentially. I know Wirtz is versatile, but I think because Musiala, I would say, is more explosive, I think he's better to be more versatile. I'd rather use him where he could play a few positions. Wirtz, I just think he's slightly more of a specialist. That's why I'd want him just in the 10, just play that position. Whereas Musiala's got pace, likes to take players on, tricks. He kind of looks like he lives for that kind of thing. So I would use him in the 10 sometimes, but I would like to put him on the left, put him on the right, put him up front, kind of give defenders, keep them guessing, give them something to think about.
I thought of someone, Mamouche.
Yeah. I would say, obviously, as most striker, though, I'd say. I know City just buy players that don't play in the position, but I think, you know, I said this for a long time. You know, after seeing him this season, especially in like Europe and stuff, and watch a few Bundesliga games, like Mamouche this season, like before he went to City, like his goal scoring record and the system was ridiculous. And obviously, he was just playing as a bit on the left, but mostly up front. But I think, yeah, we sort of missed a trick with that, to be honest. But as we always do.
One player that I wanted before, who was close to joining Barcelona, I wanted Nico Williams. I'm always impressed by him. Very impressed by him, obviously, for Spain and the Euros. A big reason why they won it. Anyone?
I think he's good, but I'm not always impressed with his performance at time. I think he kind of, for what I've seen, for me, he's more kind of stood out for Spain. I'm not saying he hasn't for them, but this season, I haven't seen too much from him. That's not to say he wouldn't be, but
would we all be agreed on Kvaratskhelia then? As a left winger, happy with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's mainly predominantly up front. So up front, I think probably an obvious one. Everyone wants him. We're gonna have to pay out the ass for him. We have to sell Nunes, Diaz just to get this transfer because we're not gonna get the money elsewhere. Naj.
Oh, what's his name now? Alexander ISAK. Yeah, he is the best striker in the world. He is like completely.
Yeah.
I mean, Mbappe, you could argue it is, but I think complete striker.
I want Mbappe.
I mean, Mbappe's just been put up front, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Because Vinicius is on the left. Otherwise, he's a left winger. Rhys, ISAK. It's going to be a full house.
There's probably ISAK. My backup choice would be Alvarez. I don't think people should sleep.
I thought you were going to say Haaland.
No.
You disappoint me.
You're going to give me indigestion there, but I could never say that name. So for Liverpool, no way.
So yeah, ISAK is a full house. So that our 11. Imagine we're going to FIFA, we're going to Football Manager, delete all the Liverpool players from the Liverpool team. We have just replaced everything. Yeah. Get us in the scouting department, Liverpool. We will, I'm sure, try to negotiate things down, but we will give you a good depth of players there to buy from. So in net, obviously, Mamardashvili goes straight in. That's already picked for itself. Left back, we did pick KERKEZ. In centre back position, Slotterbeck and what's we got for there?
Bastoni
at centre back. Right back, we did end up with. We didn't go Frimpong, did we? Who did we go right back? Was it Frimpong that was eventually chosen? I think Frimpong was eventually chosen. Yeah, Frimpong was eventually chosen. CDM, we all agreed with BALEBA from Brighton. João Neves in the 8 and number 10. That's up to you guys. Either Gibbs White, Musiala, or Florian Wirtz. You choose in the comments. Left wing, Kvaratskhelia. Right wing, Mbeumo. And up front, Alexander ISAK. That is 11 players that Liverpool could go back in for or go in for this summer. Likelihood we get none of them, if we're honest. If we can get one of those players, I'm happy with one of those players. But yeah, there's a few players I think that are, capable of getting this summer under someone that wants to get them. Definitely. I think they're very realistic transfers. If I'm honest, like Mbeumo, KERKEZ, ISAK, they're realistic transfers which we've gone for. There, we ain't gone for the likes of Mbappe, Vinicius, Yamal. It's easy to do that. We've gone for realistic transfers. So, Richard Hughes, Marcos, if you are watching, please make sure you do like this video, subscribe to the channel, you too, and also get your notification bells on, because if you do want to keep updates and tips on who to get in the summer, this is the channel for you. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a great night, guys, and have a great weekend.